Hello everyone. Welcome to my Y&R 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mitch's secret, Noah's disclosure, and Claire's repercussions. Spoilers for the week of November 3rd, 2025 have been released for the young and the restless. Noah Newman is expected to talk candidly about his time away from Genoa City. Joshua Morrow's character Nick Newman encounters Mitch Bacall, also known as Matt Clark. Claire Grace Newman also copes with the fallout from her crazy night out with Holden Novak. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Noah Newman admits. First up, we have Noah, who remains in a medically induced coma. But by Tuesday, Nick and Sharon Newman will probably be rushing to their son's hospital room. Noah will then likely talk about his time away from Genoa City by Thursday. Noah may not be entirely truthful, of course. The young man appeared to be hiding something from his parents, which is not typical of him. My secret about Mitch Bacall. Regarding Nick, Sharon will tell him all about his encounter with Matt. But according to Mitch, Sharon thinks he's someone else. Sharon informs Nick of the person she is seeing. Nick chooses to confront the man in the middle of the week. Sienna Bacall might become skeptical, despite Mitch's insistence that he is not Matt. Additionally, it is said that Sienna hides from the police. Additionally, Victoria Newman will start to suspect Noah's accident. Perhaps Noah says he lost control since no one else was around. Since the data doesn't support it, who will Noah defend and why? The aftermath of Claire Grace Newman. After their crazy night together, Claire and Holden will need to talk about their relationship. According to the young and the restless spoilers for the week of November 3rd, Holden will later consent to keeping Audra Charles's identity a secret. Holden and Claire's romance may get more complicated as a result. Later on, Nikki Newman will start to worry about Claire's choices. The week of November 3rd, 2025. Additionally, fans will witness Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott banding together to support Kyle Abbott. In reference to Kyle, he questions Claire about her time spent in Los Angeles. It appears that Kyle will continue to cause Claire a great deal of trouble. With Kane Ashby, Lily Winters loses her temper. Victor Newman also prepares a surprise attack on his adversaries. Claire grilled, Sienna covers Noah's awakening. Spoilers for the week of November 3rd, 2025 have been released for the young and the restless. Fans can anticipate the emergence of Noah Newman. Sienna Bacall uses the cops to hide her whereabouts. In addition, Claire Grace Newman's experiences in Los Angeles are questioned. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The awakening of Noah Newman. Let's start with Noah, who was in a vehicle accident and is currently in a medically induced coma. In the meantime, Nick and Sharon Newman are attempting to learn the truth about their son's illness. On Tuesday, Noah will awaken. The young man will talk about his time away from Genoa City once he opens his eyes. I wonder if Noah will keep some secrets to himself, even though he might be honest about some things. What Mitch Bacall is not telling. Nick will receive an update regarding Sharon's frightening experience in Monday's show. Sharon is adamant that she saw Matt Clark, despite the fact that he passed away years ago. Nick will confront Matt, also known as Mitch, because this will be too handy. Matt/Mitch will probably keep saying that Schick has him mistaken for someone else. Sienna must hide from police enforcement in the interim. Victoria Newman will also have a strange feeling about Noah's collision. Noah may argue that he just lost control of the vehicle and that no one ran him off the road. The data, however, points to a different conclusion. Newman, Claire Grace, was questioned. According to Young and the Restless teasers for the week of November 3rd, Claire and Holden Novak are going to talk about something. Are they a couple or not after their night together? Holden consents to keep things private for Audra Charles on the same day. Holden's prospects with Claire could be ruined by this. Nikki Newman later begins to worry about Claire's recent choices. The week of November 3rd, 2025 Additionally, fans will witness Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott coming together. To support Kyle Abbott, the parents will band together. Regarding Kyle, he keeps asking Claire about her time spent in Los Angeles. Kane Ashby irritates Lily Winters. Victor Newman plans a covert attack elsewhere. Significant recasts, upcoming debuts, and more. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of November 3rd indicate that there will be a lot of casting action in addition to some shocking revelations. See below to see who's coming and who's going on the CBS soap opera throughout the course of the next 5 days and beyond. 2 significant recasts. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Roger Howarth debuted as Mitch Bacall on the Friday, October 31st episode. Nevertheless, Sharon Newman asserted that he was actually Matt Clark throughout their encounter. This Los Angeles mystery plot seems to be becoming increasingly enigmatic by the second. When Noah Newman awakens on Tuesday, November 4th, and viewers finally get to meet Days of Our Lives alum Lucas Adams, Sharon and Nick Newman will receive excellent news. Alert, new character. Fans of The Young and the Restless should prepare for the arrival of yet another character, as Catherine Kresge will play Detective Annie Stewart on the CBS soap opera. The character is from Los Angeles. Cop, the policeman responsible for Noah's vehicle accident. Kresge will make his Y&R debut on Thursday, November 20th. Extra casting information. The medical staff in charge of Noah Newman's care in Los Angeles, together with actors Valentina Garcia and Sean, will return the week of November 3rd. Garcia, who plays a nurse, and the actor who plays Dr. Montgomery, the doctor in charge of Noah's case, will both be in the Wednesday, November 5th broadcast. Additionally, actor Mike will have scenes with Holden Novak and Audra Charles in the Shadow Room on Tuesday, November 4th, where he portrays an inebriated patron. Fans must witness these 3 revolutionary Y&R moments during November 3rd to 7th. According to spoilers for the week of November 3rd, 2025, there are 3 must-see scenes on The Young and the Restless. Fans can anticipate an awakening for Noah Newman. There is still danger for Sharon Newman. Claire Grace Newman is also questioned by Kyle Abbott over her trip to Los Angeles. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The Awakening of Noah Newman. First up is Noah, who is about to awaken from his medically induced coma. Sharon and Nick Newman will have to get to their son's hospital bed as the young guy opens his eyes. Nick and Sharon will be ecstatic when Noah awakens. They may be worried about Noah's memory issues first. Noah must have good memories because he confides in them later in the week. Noah might still have some secrets, of course, which could account for the mishap. The risk of Sharon Newman's. They'll be worried about a fresh danger over with Nick and Sharon. Sharon has a gut feeling that Mitch Bacall is Matt Clark, despite his denials to the contrary. In an attempt to confirm that it is the same man, Sharon and Nick may attempt to follow Mitch or Matt. Additionally, they will believe that Mitch ran Noah off the road, but why? Could this have been a botched business arrangement, given that Mitch was purportedly investing in Noah's club? Or had Matt planned all of this? Newman, Claire Grace, was questioned. Another must-see event on The Young and the Restless revolves around Claire. According to teasers for the week of November 3rd, Kyle will question the blonde once again when she gets back to Genoa City. After he leaves, the young man will insist on knowing what Claire did in the large metropolis. Since they are no longer together, it is obviously none of his business. However, Kyle will keep making things worse. The week of November 3rd, 2025. Fans will also witness Sienna Bacall using the cops to hide her activities. Sienna may not be aware of Mitch's past, though. Could Sienna be saved in any way, and could the man be much more dangerous than she thinks? Additionally, Holden Novak, played by Nathan Owens, consents to keep Audra Charles's other secret. What impact will this secret have on the developing romance between Holden and Claire? The Young and the Restless. Claire's repercussions, Mitch's secret, and Noah's disclosure. One of the most intense and dramatic arcs in recent memory is expected to unfold on the young and the restless during the week of November 3rd, 2025. The most well-known families in Genoa City are dealing with the aftermath from hidden truths and startling returns during this week of awakenings, confessions, and perilous secrets. The narrative alternates between Claire Grace Newman's convoluted aftermath of desire and deceit, Mitch Bacall's identity question, and Noah Newman's recuperation and confession. These plot lines subtly but explosively converge, putting Abbott's connections and allegiances to the test over generations. The awakening and confession of Noah Newman. The journey of Noah Newman starts with tragedy and bewilderment. His parents, Nick and Sharon Newman, have been waiting by his hospital bed for indications of hope since he was placed in a medically induced coma after an unexplained vehicle accident. When Noah eventually opens his eyes early in the week, their prayers are granted and they are overcome with questions, emotions, and relief. While Nick is plagued by the uncertainty surrounding the accident, Sharon considers the instant her son's hand twitches to be nearly sacrosanct. The more Nick looks into it, the more he realizes that Noah may be concealing something, and the police report contradicts Noah's original comments. When Noah does start talking, he rambles on about his time away from Genoa City, his adventures in Los Angeles, and some vague remarks about potential business partners. However, despite his seeming complete openness, there is a noticeable hint of anxiety in his voice, something more profound that he chooses not to reveal. Sharon can feel it too, as evidenced by the way her son's eyes shoot away whenever she brings up the crash night. Later, Victoria Newman expresses similar doubts, questioning out loud if Noah's injury was actually an accident. Tire marks and pieces of paint indicate that another automobile may have been involved, but Noah maintains that he just lost control. By the middle of the week, Sharon is certain that Noah is hiding the truth to protect someone else, not himself. It's unclear whether it's a love interest, an accomplice, or a threat. However, there is no doubt that Noah's coma was caused by more than just careless driving. When he eventually makes his confession on Thursday, it is heartfelt but insufficient. He acknowledges making mistakes and bad deals, which may have been connected to Mitch Bacall's dubious business dealings, but he won't go into further detail. Sensing that the young man they nurtured has returned from Los Angeles a different, more reclusive version of himself, his parents are more uneasy than reassured when they leave the hospital. The secret of Mitch Bacall and Sharon's peril. Another storm is brewing in Genoa City as Noah starts his gradual recuperation. The reappearance of Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, a man Sharon recognizes all too well. Sharon stops when she sees Mitch at Crimson Lights because she is so confident that she is staring at Matt Clark, the supposedly deceased ex who used to torture her and Nick decades ago. They were almost devastated by Matt's grudge, and Sharon has never fully recovered from the ordeal. Calm and suave Mitch, however, tells her she is wrong and that his name is actually Mitch Bacall, a businessman with connections to Los Angeles, not Matt Clark. Although his words are fluid, Sharon can see the flashes of recognition in his eyes. Nick is first dubious when Sharon tells him about the event. Since Matt Clark passed several years ago, it is nearly inconceivable that he is still alive. However, Sharon's dread is evident, and her determination is unwavering. Nick makes the decision to look into it. By the middle of the week, he faces Mitch head-on, sparking a heated argument full with subliminal messages and threats. By establishing a paper trail that proves his identity as Mitch Bacall and fabricated identification, Mitch maintains the appearance of innocence. But when his alleged wife or partner, Sienna Bacall, starts acting tense, the fractures start to emerge. Sienna swiftly hides her identity when the police start questioning her about Mitch's ties to the Newman family and Noah's accident, removing any connection between Mitch and the Los Angeles police. In the meantime, Sharon's intuition leads her to a risky fixation. After she begins tracking Mitch and recording his whereabouts, she discovers that he is meeting someone late at night in a dark alley behind the Grand Phoenix. Her worst suspicions are confirmed when she learns that Mitch is, in fact, living under a false identity and that someone in Genoa City might be assisting him. Motive is the lingering question. Why come back now? Why target them once more? Could Mitch's bigger revenge plan include Noah's crash? And is Sienna just another victim of his? Or is she complicit? Nick and Sharon's worry turns into terror as the week goes on. As they delve deeper, they discover that Mitch's web of secrets reaches far into Noah's more recent history. A terrifying hint that connects all the plots is a picture showing Noah, Mitch, and Holden Novak together at a club in Los Angeles a few weeks prior to the catastrophe. When Sharon finally faces Mitch on Friday, his grin betrays a more sinister side than she had anticipated. Mitch's presence poses a threat to the Newman family from inside, regardless of whether he is a master manipulator taking advantage of the likeness or Matt Clark's reincarnation. The interrogation and aftermath of Claire Grace Newman. Claire Grace Newman is dealing with her own problems while they are engulfed in mystery and terror. She is in emotional turmoil after her wild night with Holden Novak. She is forced to consider what she really wants and what she is ready to risk for it as a result of the passionate and impetuous encounter. Charming yet erratic, Holden makes things more difficult by deciding to keep something secret from Audra, Charles, the following morning. Whatever the secret is, it obviously has to do with business or personal influence, but the ramifications are significant. Holden is put in the middle of two strong women, and his developing connection with Claire could be jeopardized. When Kyle Abbott reappears, Claire's week takes a further turn for the worst. Kyle starts questioning Claire about what actually transpired during her vacation to Los Angeles, since he is still bitter about their separation and suspicious of her trip. He thinks she's concealing something, and maybe she is. Claire maintains her cool under duress, but when Kyle brings up Noah's accident, her remorse comes through. Already, there are rumors that Claire may have something to do with what happened before Noah crashed. As their tension increases, Kyle's interrogations drive Claire closer to the brink. Nikki Newman, meantime, worries more and more about her granddaughter's decisions. Nikki fears that Claire's impetuous behavior, especially her involvement with Holden and her lack of interest in Los Angeles, is a reflection of her own careless errors as a young woman. But her attempts to step in only make Claire more distant. Claire is alone and grapples with the consequences of her choices as she is divided between self-preservation, love, and loyalty. She worries that she might never be able to shake the specter of her family's legacy. By the conclusion of the week, Claire is in a vulnerable situation. Kyle's suspicions are mounting. Nikki's protective tendencies are verging on monitoring, and Holden's secret with Audra is in danger of leaking. The young woman's wild night becomes a public and emotional confrontation, making her face her identity and of her relationships in Genoa City would be destroyed by the decisions she took in Los Angeles. The crossfire between Abbott and Newman. In addition to the main cast of Noah, Mitch, and Claire, the week also emphasizes the repercussions on other families. Diane Jenkins Abbott and Jack Abbott Peter Bergman band together to defend Kyle, who appears to be playing with fire once more, this time by becoming too involved in the Newman situation. Kyle is unwilling to back down, even though the Abbotts know that any involvement with them rarely ends well. His obsessional preoccupation on Claire suggests that his wrath is still rooted in previous emotions. There could be serious repercussions for both families from this inner struggle between devotion and jealousy. With Kane Ashby, Lily Winters, meantime, reaches her breaking point. Their intermittent relationship ultimately breaks down when Lily confronts Kane about his dishonesty and betrayal. Their heated fight illustrates how secrets are the real currency in Genoa City, mirroring the dysfunction of the Newman family. Victor Newman is discreetly working in the background across town, preparing a surprise attack on his adversaries. The father starts gathering resources to regain control as he observes his family's decline. Noah's injury, Sharon's anxiety, Claire's carelessness. Victor believes that they are being targeted by outside powers, maybe connected to Mitch Bacall's enigmatic network. His cool exterior belies a storm that is building, and by the end of the week he starts making preparations that have the potential to completely alter the course of events. fresh faces, and upcoming developments. The Young and the Restless is expected to undergo a number of casting changes and new cast additions this week. The program gains a sinister, erratic vibe with Roger Howarth's debut as Mitch Bacall, especially as viewers begin to wonder if Mitch is actually the revived Matt Clark. The Newman family plot gains new chemistry and tension with Lucas Adams's return as the new Noah. Later in the month, Detective Annie Stewart is presented as the LA cop in charge of Noah's crash investigation, implying that the truth about the accident could soon blow up in the public eye. Small, but interesting individuals also arise, including nurse Valentina Garcia and Dr. Montgomery, who offer medical updates and subtly hint at discrepancies in Noah's condition. They may have noticed something in Noah's exams or conduct that doesn't make up, but their professional manner belies a growing uneasiness. In other places, Audra Charles keeps pulling strings behind the scenes, controlling Holden and causing more mayhem than she can handle. In summary, lies, secrets, and legacies. The Young and the Restless leaves viewers with more questions than answers by the end of the week of November 3rd, 2025. Although Noah's recovery gives him hope, it also makes his accident more mysterious. The distinction between truth and deceit, as well as between life and death, is still hazy due to Mitch Bacall's identity. Additionally, Claire Grace Newman's decisions cause romantic and emotional unrest that may spread throughout Genoa City. One thing becomes evident as Sharon's intuition improves and Victor's plans take shape. No secret remains hidden indefinitely. The programs this week combine psychological tension with unfiltered emotion in a masterful storytelling style. It serves as a reminder that in Genoa City, every act of love has the capacity to harm, every confession has a price, and every secret conceals another.